Okay, hello everybody. Hello, how's everyone doing? Welcome to today's stream. One of two, full day of streaming again today, folks. How are you? I hope I find you well. I am Darkside Phil, and today is Tuesday, March 13th, 2018. There you go. How you doing? Hopefully you're doing well. Double stream today. First game, the continuation of my bully playthrough. Second run, of course. This is my second playthrough of the game 5 years later. And in some ways, I've been pretty much progressing through the game pretty swimmingly, and in others, not so much. You know, when it comes to the actual missions, combat, gameplay, in that regard, seems to be going good, but some of the classes like geography, still failing, right? But I find myself progressing through the game a lot quicker than I thought I would have. Today is my fourth session of the game, and the game is claiming I'm about 47%, I think, through it. But well, from what people are saying, I'm already some 70% through the story. So unless I really start to break out and spend some time running around doing collectibles, like, you know, grabbing the rubber bands and the cards, D&D cards or whatever they are, or unless I really start focusing in on all the races and stuff like that, it's actually looking like, to me, like I may finish the game at, you know, at the very latest Thursday. I don't think we'll beat it today. I think today we'll get pretty far in Bully. We'll probably get near the end. You know, right now we're getting near the end, so probably by the end of today's stream, more than likely we'll be very near the end of the game. But we'll see, you know, what happens today with the stream, and that'll help determine what we're doing later in the week on Thursday, okay? So yeah, Bully Scholarship Edition, right now, for about 4 hours or so of fun gameplay. Hope you guys are ready for that. And then, later tonight, the return of PUBG. Now, I know, listen, let's address this, because some people already are freaking out about this, okay? PUBG. This is a game that came out in December for the Xbox One. Since its launch, the game has not performed well. It runs terribly on the Xbox One, okay? The frame rate is bad, the response time of, you know, you actually trying to shoot someone, pushing the button, and when something actually happens is bad. The gunplay is bad, alright? But, this game, in my opinion, also has some positives. It's a game that has a large segment of the game where primarily you are just kind of looting / scavenging items, driving around and trying to prepare yourself for combat and or whatever is going to come at you later on in the game. So that being said, I enjoy the game. Why do I enjoy it? Very simply because it becomes a very interactive and fun experience that I have with you guys when I run streams of this game. Instead of being so hyper-focused on gameplay, I get the opportunity really to kind of talk with you guys, right? I talk with you guys, I shoot the shit, as they say, and we have fun discussions, you know, about of a wide variety of topics, typically when I play PUBG. So it ends up becoming one of my most interactive streams, and I really enjoy it, okay? Now, what ended up happening was I was playing it a lot. I mean, it was to the point where I was playing this game 3 times a week, alright? And some people finally got fed up and said, Phil, this is way too much at this point. You know, we understand that when you do this stream, that people tend to be more generous with things like cheering, subbing, and tipping because they want to talk with you and get kind of a shout out or whatever, or get their topic addressed. So we get it, but, you know, we want you to do other stuff, okay? So, that's literally what I tried to do for the last 3 weeks or so. If you guys haven't noticed, I've majorly cut back on the PUBG content. If I play the game, I usually play it only once a week, okay? I'll be honest, sometimes it's worked and sometimes it doesn't. I tried to do it as my main gameplay stream a few weeks ago. It didn't really work. People were bored of it. After just a couple hours, they were like, this is really bad, you should switch over to something else, which I did. And I have to agree. I think that PUBG is good in smaller doses. Like, for example, doing it as a nighttime stream for 2 hours versus doing it as a main 4-hour plus stream. I think it works better for that, okay? I do. So, why am I playing PUBG tonight when I just played it on Saturday, right? It's true. On Saturday night, I played a session of PUBG, and it went well. People seemed to enjoy it. People came out for it, and it was good. But here we are, only 3 days later, I'm playing it again. Why? Well, very simply put, folks, because coming up, if you guys aren't aware, we are going to be hitting a very big slew, so to speak. A marathon, a rapid pattern of new release games. Okay? Just so you guys know, here's what you can expect. This Friday, Burnout Paradise Remastered. A game I never played. A lot of people played it and liked it, and they want to see me play it for the first time, so I'll be playing that. Then on Tuesday, Sea of Thieves, as well as the South Park, The Fractured But Whole DLC, something about Casa Bonita. Okay? Excuse me. Then later in that week, Ni no Kuni 2. Alright? And then the week after that, Far Cry 5 and the final episode of the Batman Telltale series. Season 2. So, within a time period of 2 weeks, we have 6 game releases, new game releases, that I'm going to be covering here live on stream. Okay? I fully expect that this is going to take up the vast majority of time that I have, meaning there won't be a lot of downtime outside of these games for me to be doing multiplayer stuff for a while, you know? Just between Sea of Thieves, South Park, then when I start playing Ni no Kuni, and then Far Cry, I could definitely see those being the games that I'm playing as the main games and juggling around. And so, for example, games for like Call of Duty, games like PUBG are going to go on the back burner. Not to say that they will never come back, and obviously, for those who really do enjoy those streams and series, I don't want them to completely vanish and then you feel left out in the cold, because I've been playing these for a while now. In particular, Call of Duty recently, you know, I started playing this way more often and doing way better. You know, becoming the MVP over and over and just doing really particularly well in the game. So I don't want these to go by the wayside and just completely vanish, but they're going to be played at a very less frequent pace, maybe once a week, okay? And so that being said, I wanted to play one kind of final session of PUBG just to get it out of our systems before all the new releases started coming out. And then, you know, the frequency that I play these games would be far decreased, alright? So, tonight, it will be PUBG for about a 2-hour session of PUBG tonight. I hope you guys will join me for that. Tomorrow's my day off, FYI, Wednesday. So, no streams tomorrow, alright? My one day off a week. Kat and I will be going around doing various things, having fun, spending a day together. Should be a good one. I should be able to relax a little bit and come back refreshed for Thursday. Thursday will be the conclusion of Bully, and then Call of Duty. Now, here's the thing. Bully, I may finish early on stream on Wednesday, or Thursday, excuse me. Because, like I said, depending on how far I get today, we may not have hell of a lot left in the game. So, dependent on directly on how much progress I have today and how well things go, will determine how long I'm playing Bully on Thursday. So, once I wrap it up, if I end early, then maybe I'll switch over to Call of Duty early. A lot of people have been craving me playing the War game mode, and I haven't played it much. I've just been doing Team Deathmatch. But I understand War's pretty fun. So maybe I'll mix it up and do some War if I finish early on the first stream and then do Team Deathmatch or Kill Confirmed at the later stream. I don't know. But Thursday will be the final day of downtime content with Bully and Call of Duty. Alright, that's it. Then on Friday, finally new stuff in Burnout Paradise, which I think I'm going to be playing all day. I honestly think I'd like to tackle that game all day long and see how well I can do in it. And then Saturday also will be Burnout Paradise paired maybe with PUBG. Alright. And Sunday will be Burnout. Monday will be Burnout, but we'll see, you know, did I finish Burnout or not in time for the other new releases. And then, like I said, Sea of Thieves and all that starting up next week. So that's what you can expect, guys. And listen, I'm not stupid. I'm not ignorant. I know for a fact that the past week, I have seen interest in my stuff dwindle. I know this. Why has it happened? It's very simple. There's no new games out right now, right? I'm doing all downtime, anniversary-style stuff, playthroughs that I've already played in the past, and I'm redoing them. Redoing them for the sake of saying, hey, now I've had a better setup. Now I'm a different person. You know, what's the difference between how I play these games now? Am I better at the games now? Or is it hilarious where I'm playing them years later, I'm actually doing worse, right? And it's kind of been a mixed bag. Sometimes I've been really doing a lot better. Like San Andreas. Oh my God, San Andreas, I did way better this time around than I did the original time. First of all, I did all the side content, and I pretty much turboed through a lot of the missions that gave me a hard time the first time around in this playthrough. So if anything, it showed massive progression in my gamer skill level. You know, over the past 6 years, I've gotten a lot better overall, right? But there's still things that I suck at. Like in Bully, I'm still terrible at geography, right? So it's kind of funny to see these anniversary playthroughs. And for those of you who are big fans of mine, who maybe saw those original playthroughs, it's fun to rewatch or watch these new ones and see the games replayed. You know, I very rarely go back and replay a game. It's a rarity that I actually would go back and replay a game. Most of the times I play a game, I play it once. However I do in that game ends up being my playthrough for the internet, right? And that's about it, right? You know, that's, you know, play it once, it's over, it's done. You know, stick a fork in it. That playthrough is now archived on the internet forever for people to watch. So for me to go back and replay these games is pretty rare. So it's pretty cool that I've had the opportunity these past couple of weeks to replay games like San Andreas, Heavy Rain, and Bully, and I've had a lot of fun playing them. But like I said, I'm not stupid. I know that a lot of people come out to watch me play new stuff, and they're disappointed that I haven't really been playing anything new in the past couple of weeks. I mean, the sad fact is there hasn't been anything new to play. Thank goodness, you know, we're on the precipice here, the very precipice of a large scale amount of new releases that'll be coming out back to back to back. So for those who kind of been bored, quite frankly, with my content the past couple of weeks, that should come to an end shortly. Okay, that's a good thing. But I get it. And, you know, some people have been questioning, Phil, have you noticed your stream attendance has been lower? Phil, did you see that your YouTube videos, that almost no one's watching these videos and blah, 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 blah? No, honestly, I haven't. And here's why. I've made it an active effort to not care about that stuff. I'm doing my best to try to stay away from that because I used to be hyper focused on that shit. It was all about who's coming out, who's watching what, how many views, money, money, money. And what I found is when I was in that mentality, I was constantly, number one, I was constantly second guessing myself. I was constantly stressed out. I was to the point where, you know, sometimes I would play a game and get so frustrated. And then I would go to you guys, the viewers, and I would yell and I would get angry. And people would be like, wow, Phil's really, you know, off base here. We're here to have fun and watch his content. And here he is losing it, you know, getting angry at the viewers. And that's kind of silly that he's doing that. And I agree, you know. That was a time, you know, years ago when I was so micromanaging everything and I was so angry when I would want to play something and enjoy it. And I would be enjoying myself, but no one would be really caring about it. I'm definitely happy that I don't put myself under that kind of pressure anymore. For me, it's kind of like go with the flow. I knew that these weeks where there were no new game releases that this was going to happen. I mean, I'm not stupid. I'm not. This isn't my first rodeo. I've seen this happen time and time again and again over the years. And I didn't know. You know, actually, I'll be honest with you. I felt I got way more attention on my San Andreas playthrough than I thought I was going to get. I thought it was going to be pretty much a dead month of me just doing dead downtime stuff. But it ended up not being so much. You know, the San Andreas playthrough in particular, a lot of people seem to enjoy. But, yeah, guys, I mean, if you're here and you're like, wow, you know, usually I turn into Phil's streams and he has so-and-so amount of viewers and now he has, like, way less and I don't understand. That's pretty much what's going on. Is because I've just been doing so much downtime stuff recently. And like I said, I do fully expect that once new stuff starts to come out in next week, well, I would say starting this Friday with Burnout Paradise, since it's a game I've never played before. But in particular next week with Sea of Thieves and South Park and Ni no Kuni and then Far Cry 5, you're going to see a big influx of attention and people who, you know, are here for the new releases. They're like, yes, finally. Phil's finally playing a new game. It's been so long, right? That's kind of what's going to happen. So there you have it. No reason to really micromanage or be all worried. I'm not, you know. I'm honestly not. You know, I think that it's a natural progression. It's stuff that comes, you know, in time. When new stuff comes, so in comes, you know, the interest. And I get that. You know, as a Let's Player, someone who's done this for 10 years, that's exactly what I've seen over the years. Typically, new stuff, people, you know, you get not only the hardcore viewers and fan base who are here for everything, but then you get the casual viewer coming in who wants to see a new release, right? Versus old stuff, like, first of all, who has interest in Bully right now anyway? Almost nobody, right? The franchise is dead. There's been no announcement that there's going to be a new one or anything like that. And I already played the game 5 years ago. So, you know, the real only interest here for everyone is for the hardcore fans, right? Who are looking for like a retro-style anniversary throwback playthrough, okay? So I get that. But hopefully things will pick up, all right? So no worries, guys. Don't be, oh my God, the sky is falling because views on stream have been lower recently. It ain't that big of a deal. And I do know people will be coming back for the new stuff, so I'm not worried. So you shouldn't be worried either, okay? Let's see. I would like to say special thanks to Mr. Swaggins and Infinite 55 who have been trial mods now for a couple of days. They've been doing a pretty good job. In fact, in particular, I haven't really heard any complaints. So far, so good. They have helped out, you know, big time on these earlier streams. Because we've had a few mods who have been very busy recently and haven't been able to help out, so they've kind of taken up the slack. So I want to say congratulations and thanks to them for stepping up and helping the way that they have. I think everyone's appreciative. I did actually, in the past week, get a request from 2 different people about being a moderator on the later streams, okay? My late night streams. FYI, I really am not looking for new mods for those positions yet, simply because we have enough coverage for the late night streams. We haven't had any issues with lapsing coverage or anything for those. They've been good. So, you know, if and when we do have a situation where maybe I am looking for more coverage for that, I'll let you guys know. And I do appreciate the 2 people who offered their time and their you know, volunteer work. Kind of out of, you know, I didn't ask for it. They just kind of stepped up to the plate and offered it themselves. I do appreciate that. But for now, it looks like we're good. But I'll let everyone know if things change. Okay? Sounds good? Alright, hold on. Before we get to the next segment of pre-stream, I just realized I left my speakers on. Durr. I do this every day, by the way. Let me go turn those down, and then we will resume. Hold on. I'll be right back. Okay. Here we go. All right, so some good news here in Washington State where I live. The heat wave is over. We had a 2-day crazy heat wave. The first day temperatures were into the 60s. Yesterday they were in excess of like 70 degrees, which is very abnormal for the spring. And it's not even the spring, it's still the winter here. I mean, we've very much entered into spring mode. Like, the trees and flowers are blooming. The birds are coming back. You know what I mean? But, you know, time-wise, we're still technically in the winter for another week or so. But we have crazy hot weather here for 2 days. It was just way abnormally hot and clouds. We had no cloud cover, no rain, which is very abnormal. For this time of year, we almost have constant clouds and rain. Excuse me. So, now it's cooled down, which is good because I can stop sweating. The past couple of days, I've been sitting in my office just like, oh my God. You know, I'm sweating my nuts off here. It's cooled down now, which is good. And now, hopefully, we'll stay with these cooler temperatures until, say, like April-ish. Because typically, it's around April-ish that it starts to really increase in temps. And then I'll just pop in my air conditioner into my window here in the office. And you'll start hearing that in the background of videos and streams. There's not much I can do about that. It's a necessary evil, as they say. Because I need to keep all the equipment and everything, including myself, cool or else it's pretty hard to be working in here streaming all day when the office is 95 degrees like a clay oven, right? So there you go. So what else is there to talk about? Not a heck of a lot, guys. Like I said, Bully today, PUBG tonight. I hope you guys will join me for PUBG later tonight. I'm sure a lot of people have stuff to talk about, in particular in regards to some stuff that happened recently. Finishing up Bully and some Call of Duty Thursday. Finally, a new game with Burnout Paradise this weekend. And then all new games starting next week, so I'm pretty excited. Oh, I should say this. So, if you are playing Sea of Thieves next week, and you would like an opportunity to join me in a cooperative setting with Sea of Thieves, okay? Well, what you need to do is go to my forums at thekingofhate.com. There is a thread in the gaming section where people have been posting up their gamer tags in order to join me co-op-wise in the game next week during launch week, okay? Already I'm playing it Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I'm playing 3 major sessions of it. So I'd have a big opportunity to play at least with 3 different groups of people in the game. So please head over there, post up your gamer tag, and basically first come, first serve. Whoever's posted up will be able to play with me during the launch of Sea of Thieves, okay? I guess I should throw that out there. And it is Xbox One exclusive. However, I believe the game is cross-platform with PC. However, I don't believe I would be able to invite you to the party if you're on PC and I'm playing on Xbox One. I don't think it would work like that. I think you need an Xbox Live gamer tag in order to invite to a party. So, you probably have to be playing on Xbox One in order to join me, I'm thinking. I mean, don't quote me on that. I haven't played the game yet. I don't know if they created some unique, cross-party system or whatever. But, yeah, looking for co-op partners, looking for some fun. Hopefully that'll be a fun experience next week, okay? All right, so that's really it. Let's go ahead, let's get into the plugs. And then once I'm done with the plugs, we'll give some shout-outs to people who have cheered, subbed, and tipped here on the pre-stream. And then we'll get into the gameplay of Bully. All right, sound good? Alrighty. Okay, so folks, I would like to say thank you very much for your support. Thank you for your viewership. Thank you for everything. 10 years. This is my 10-year anniversary of me being a content creator on the internet. Starting off with very humble origins and beginnings on YouTube, eventually blowing up into being one of the most well-known Let's Players that there were on the internet. And over the years having, growing and waning levels of popularity, becoming famous and then infamous, getting into direct capture live streaming, having ups and downs there. And now where we are, where my live streaming channel here on Twitch is growing. Overall, if you look at in general, I am getting more viewers, I am getting more followers, and especially I get the feeling once these new releases of this year start releasing, it's going to blow up, okay? It's been really positive and really great. So, that being said, ladies and gents, thank you for all of that. I am very happy to be here, and I'm very happy to be sharing my daily life and gameplay experiences with you guys. So thanks for your views. Whether you watch my live streams or you watch videos on YouTube, I am aware some people watch this pre-stream as an on-demand video on YouTube as well. Okay? Now, if you would like to go above and beyond just being a standard viewer, maybe you've watched my stuff for a while, maybe you're a newcomer, but you like what I do and you want to be able to contribute and make sure that I'm able to do this in the long term as a daily thing, as my full-time job, and being able to put out daily free content for you, okay? There are many ways that you can go above and beyond just being a stream viewer and contribute to aid me in my effort to do this. The first would be Patreon. Please go check it out over on patreon.com/DarksidePhil. Okay? I have a monthly Patreon drive over there. If you guys pledge to my Patreon, you are directly aiding in my effort to keep doing this by helping defray the cost of operating the business. For example, the internet, the electricity, the cost of games, the cost of equipment that pops up all of a sudden from time to time, all the operational costs of owning my own business, like having to pay my own health insurance and things like that. Anything you pledge to my Patreon directly helps with all of that, okay? But the cool thing about Patreon is that not only are you directly helping me, but you are actually getting something back in return. You earn personal perks for your level of contribution. So, for example, just some of the perks you can get for pledging: getting text or verbal shout-out thank yous in my videos, getting premium forum access and being able to nominate and vote on games for special events that I do from time to time, getting Q&A questions answered on my Q&A show, or the best perk, in my opinion, getting a private Q&A video made where you can ask me any questions you want, and for anywhere from 15 to 25 minutes, I do a video just for you, talking directly to you, where you can do whatever you want with it. You can keep it for yourself. You can show it to your friends. You know, it's your video. Some people have liked that perk so much they have repeatedly pledged that level in order to get the same perk over and over and ask me more stuff because they liked it so much the first time. Okay. So all that being said, Patreon's pretty awesome. Please consider pledging over at patreon.com/darksidephil. Thank you guys who have pledged in the past, and thank you to anyone who may consider pledging in the future. It tremendously helps, and your support is very, very much appreciated. I am thankful. Number 2, there is my Teespring shop, by which you can get some really cool swag, collectibles, clothing and apparel, or whatever you want to call it. T-shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies, mugs, stickers, it's all available there. All designs created by my viewers and fans. We've got a new line of products currently up, including a parody and or throwback to the Red Dead Redemption logo. We've got one that looks like the Sonic the Hedgehog logo and a Zombie Hunter design. All artwork and designs made by viewers and fans. All right, really awesome stuff. Please give it a look over at teespring.com/stores/DSPGaming. And if you do happen to buy anything on that site, I get a pretty sizable commission that helps me out, okay? And if you like what you get when you get it in the mail, and if you want to share a picture of it on social media with me on my Twitter @TheyCallMeDSP, I'd be more than happy to share with my 25,000 Twitter followers, okay? Now, if you are indeed here live on stream watching, and you would like to get some interactivity going on, a shout out during the stream, if you either cheer with bits, if you subscribe to my channel, or if you tip me during the stream, you'll get a verbal shout out. I'll give you a shout out for your contributions. Now keep in mind, the shout out is going to be directly dependent on, what you say. If you say something trollish or insulting or incendiary, no, I'm not going to be reading that. And also the fact that some people tend to not be too concise. If you give me a paragraph, I'm probably not reading the whole thing. Please be concise as possible, to the point. In particular, if you're more on topic with the game or something else going on in current events, or just want to ask me a question that's quick to answer, chances of getting a more in-depth shout out are better, versus if you're incredibly verbose or you say something nasty, probably I'm not going to give you the time of day. All right, just so you know, just saying that up front. Now, in addition, there's also the ability to get a visual recognition for your contributions. How do you do that? Well, if you either cheer 50 bits or more, if you subscribe to the channel and you click on the share button afterward, or if you tip me $5 or more. If you do any of those things, there'll be an on-screen pop-up animation that acknowledges your contributions. So you get both visual and verbal recognition. All right, pretty cool, right? Now, in particular, there's 2 things going on right now this month that I really need your help. The first is I'm doing a subscribers drive. I'm trying to drive up subs on the channel. All right. The goal for this month is 500 subs. Right now we're in the 420s somewhere. It's definitely doable. All right. In fact, what I can tell you is we've been pretty much maintaining the same level. Every day I'm fluctuating between, say, 420 to like maybe 430 subs. But then it dips again, because what happens is new people sub or resub, and then subs from last month expire, so it kind of evens out, all right? We're trying to hit 500 by the end of the month, and if we do, as a celebration, I'm going to bring back the Patron's Choice playthrough, where people who pledge to my Patreon are going to be nominating and voting on a game that'll be a downtime playthrough. This event has been very successful in the past and led to such really great playthroughs, such as Spyro the Dragon, various Sonic games over the years, Super Mario Sunshine, Persona, and Yakuza. So those are just some of the great games and franchises that have been played as a result of Patron's Choice. So obviously it makes sense, especially now. I've pretty much finished all my downtime stuff. I'm looking for a new game to interject into the mix amongst all the new releases that'll be coming out. Something to balance them all with. So now's a great time to do it. But we need more subscribers to the channel. We got to hit that 500. You know what I mean? Sound good? So, that being said, folks, please consider subscribing to the channel, getting access to all kinds of fun stuff, including a slew of emotes and the like. Should be pretty good, all right? That's number one. Number two, and this is a very serious and real talk segment of the pre-stream where I really seriously need your help, guys, so please listen up. Especially if you've been a longtime fan of mine and you know that I tell it like it is. And recently I've been trying to keep private stuff private, but sadly I got to bring up some personal stuff now because I do need to appeal for your help. Right now I'm in a bad way financially when it comes to taxes. The reason being is because I had a tax attorney who, when I moved across the country in 2014, yes, now 4 years ago, this tax attorney, who I'd been using for years and paid thousands upon thousands of dollars to do my taxes, assured me he would keep doing my taxes properly. And that I didn't owe any taxes in this new state of Washington where I was moving, that everything was good. Come to find out, he was completely wrong, he didn't do his job, and he screwed me over. He took a paycheck and didn't do his work. So now I owe I did owe 3.5 years of back taxes. However, I did pay 2017 taxes in January. So now I owe 2.5 years of state back taxes, which are going to become starting due in the month of April. In addition, I've got federal taxes that are due in April. Now, this normally wouldn't be a problem. Normally, this would be something easy that I can handle. Problem being, my federal taxes have now gone up because last year you guys really helped me. In the end of 2017, you rallied, okay, and supported me to try to get me through that hurdle of the 2017 state taxes that were due in January, and you did, but because of that, my income for 2017 went up. Now I owe more federal taxes that I don't have the money for. So you're talking rolling tax issues, okay? It sucks, all because of this one asshole who screwed me over. And I wish that there was something that I could do on top of all this to fix it. I can't, you know? All I could do is be here every day, entertain you guys, and do my best, and hope for the best. I have nothing that I can sell. I've cut the fat, per se. I've gotten rid of my cable television, gotten rid of expensive cell phone and the house phone. I've gotten rid of everything. Like, I'm basically here, living as narrowly as I can, cut down on all my expenses so that I could, save as much money as possible. And there's nothing else that I can really do at this point. Besides keep trying to entertain you guys and hope for the best. So, the bottom line right now is in the month of April, coming up, so in less than a month, I have, number one, the beginning of me paying back all these back taxes for the state. Number two, a redemption, or not redemption, what am I talking about? What is the word I'm thinking of? Basically, whatever's left from 2017 federal taxes that I still have left to pay, because I know I'm going to have thousands of dollars left to pay because I made more money at the end of the year than usual. And then the first estimated payment for 2018 federal taxes is all due all at once. It's not like, oh, you could gradually pay these. No, they're all due at once. So very shortly I'm going to know what these are, these amounts, because the taxes are being done right now by my new attorney. I'm really nervous. I mean, no lie. I know I have some money saved up because I saved some of the money from that you guys, helped me raise in December. That was in excess of what I needed to pay in January. Plus, Twitch has been up recently. But I know for a fact I'm going to be in a bad way. All right, I just know it. Now, what happens if I don't pay these taxes in April? Well, then you're going to have fees, interest, all these things rolling and accruing every single day, until I have the chance to pay them. And who knows, maybe things will pick up during the year with all these new releases and I make more money. Great, now I can pay them. But the problem is that's not... my business is up and down. Early on in the year, I always make less money because YouTube is way down earlier in the year. Later in the year, YouTube typically picks up. But that's the problem is the federal government doesn't care about that. They just expect me to have all the money whenever they want it instead of, you had a few better months? Okay, pay more taxes. That's not how it works. They don't want that. So all that being said, the way that you can help me, all right, is either by pledging to my Patreon, as I've already mentioned, by buying something from my Teespring shop, which I've already mentioned, or by tipping me on the streams, all right? How do you tip me? Because obviously if you're here live on the stream, maybe that's the route you want to go about, so you get some credit for your contribution. You can either look below the stream live here on Twitch. There's a grid of information, including links to my YouTube pages, my website, etc. There's a link to tips. If you click on that, it'll take you to the tips page. You can either leave an anonymous tip or you can leave a name and a message, all right? Or if you're maybe on mobile, all right, let's say mobile. And for example, hold on, I got a burp stuck in me, and I know it's coming. This is why I'm stopping for a second here. Come on. Excuse me, there it was. I wanted to get that out instead of in the middle of a sentence. Phew. Okay. So if you're on mobile and you can't access that data, oh, I can't see your stuff, Phil, I'm on a mobile phone or whatever, type in !tip into the stream chat, and that will bring up all the information there, a link to click and to leave me a tip, all right? Why these three methods? Why Patreon, Teespring, or tipping? Very simple. If you do any of those things, I will have access to those funds pretty much immediately. So anything that you contribute via Patreon, Teespring, or tipping during a stream, I will have right away, and I'll be able to help me with the taxes coming up. Okay? The last thing I want is that this year I'm completely behind on taxes constantly, and then by the end of the year I figure out there's no way I could pay them, and then I have to sell my house. And that's the situation I'm kind of looking like I may be in. That I may be in a situation where rolling taxes, I can't pay them, and I'm going to end up, you know, having to leave. I don't want to. I worked my ass off for 10 years to earn this house. And I love living here in Washington. You know, my girlfriend just moved in with me. We're having a great life together. Things are just getting started. It would be horrendous if, because of the actions of one asshole who screwed me over, that now all this stuff, you know, happens and I have to leave. That would be terrible, dude. All right. So please consider tipping me or Patreon or Teespring if you really appreciate what I do and you want to see me continue. All right. All right. Let's now do some short, shout outs, to those who have cheered, subbed, and tipped during the pre-stream, and then we'll get started with Bully. Sound good? All right. So first of all, shout out to Infinite, who cheered overnight. Thank you, Infinite, for that 50-bit cheer that you cheered overnight. I really do appreciate it. Okay, hold on. My phone just vibrated, and it's nothing. It's a bunch of crap. All right. Shout out to Infinite, who also did another 250-bit cheer. Thank you, sir. You are the cheerleader now for today, of course. 250 bits. Olivisaurus Rex cheered and said, when you left Connecticut for Washington, did you know that you wouldn't be able to short sell your condo? I know that you really wanted to get out of Connecticut, but it would really suck if you're stuck with the condo forever. Well, here's the thing, and this is the God's honest truth. Here's what happened, okay? When I moved out of Connecticut to move here to Washington, a couple things. Number one, the plan was that my aunt was going to live at my condo long term, and that she was going to pay rent. And so, therefore, I'd be able to get at least a little bit of money on a monthly basis from her to defray the cost of having this condo. Then the plan was, hopefully, I would be able to eventually sell the condo as, let's say, I don't know, let's say 5 to 10 years pass, and the value of the condo now, even if it goes down, maybe I've paid down enough of the mortgage so that now I can sell it, right? That was the plan. Or the plan was to possibly rent it out, to, short term, to pay some of the money until, again, I could sell the condo. All right, keep in mind, I got to say this. When I moved across the country, things were very different than they are now financially. When I moved across the country, I was making a certain amount of money. Within 2 years of me moving, so 2014, I was making this certain amount of money. Within 2 years of me moving, my income dipped by 50%. All right, and that's the God's honest truth, and no one foresaw that, but a bunch of factors happened. Number one, YouTube in 2014, during the summer when I was moving, of all times, they changed their algorithms. And what it did is it made anyone who made short gameplay videos like mine with what's considered relatively low engagement, meaning you watch a raw gameplay video, you're going to skip around it. You're not going to watch the whole video because there's a lot of downtime or maybe there's something boring. You skip to the good parts. Well, because of that, YouTube changed their algorithm. Those videos no longer get any kind of search priority because they're not considered, oh, you watched the whole video. Therefore, those videos don't count anymore. And I got screwed. People who had longer, let's say a 30-minute video of just highlights of a playthrough, ended up getting all the advertisements and all the search priority while all my shit got shoved under the rug on YouTube. By the way, YouTube didn't tell anyone publicly they made these changes. They just did it behind the scenes. That's number one. Then number 2, in 2015, I had a series of horrendous troll-like actions done against me in my business, including false copyright strikes, false flagging of fan art as if I had used it without permission. Therefore, it was considered either copyright infringement or theft. So I ended up getting all this negative shit against my channel. I ended up having to delete a bunch of videos that used fan art, you know, deleting millions of views from DSPGaming. And literally, DSPGaming was removed from YouTube search results for like 6 months. So during a prime time of the year when I'm playing all the new releases and I rely on this natural influx, organic growth of people coming in to watch me play the new games, I got none of it because I was completely destroyed and removed from YouTube search. You know, I used to be at the top. You would search, you know, perfect example, Sea of Thieves gameplay, Sea of Thieves playthrough, Sea of Thieves co-op. And I would be there within like the top 20, 30 names on YouTube. I would be one of the top guys no matter what, because I've been doing videos for 10 years and people came out to watch my stuff. I was removed. So within 2 years of me moving across the country, I had lost 50% of my income. So the thing is, when I moved across the country to Washington, it wasn't that big of a deal. It was like, oh, you know, well, even if I'm stuck with this condo in Connecticut for a long-term time, it's not that big of a drain because I'm making a certain amount of money, which is more than enough to handle if I can't get rid of the condo. Unfortunately, once you lose half of your income, things change. And that's literally what happened to me was, well, now I'm screwed because now I'm paying, no lie, that condo in Connecticut that I'm stuck with and I cannot get rid of is draining about anywhere from $1,300 to $1,500 a month out of my pocket. And I can't sell it. I've tried. I tried to short sell it right now. The condo's only worth about $60,000 and I owe over $100,000 on it. The bank won't short sell it. They refused. So the only thing I could do is, number one, stop paying the mortgage, in which case now my credit is ruined forever because there'll be a foreclosure proceeding and everything. So that would be horrendous because now all my credit would get shut down. My credit cards, everything would be shut. Now I really can't afford anything. So that can't happen. Okay. The other thing is I could try to rent it, which I tried to do, but there's no reputable rental companies in that part of Connecticut where my condo's located. I've looked into it. There's tons of great companies and they're all in northern Connecticut. And I called these companies and said, would you consider, you know, renting out my condo down in Stratford? And they said, no, that's considered the high risk, high crime, high, you know, negativity area of Connecticut. We don't even want to touch that with a 10-foot pole because a lot of the times rentals down there, people default, people don't pay the rent, and then we got to go through eviction proceedings. We're not dealing with that shit. I couldn't find anyone who would take on the responsibility. I take that back. I found one guy who I didn't even know who the hell he was. He didn't have a public business listing, and he didn't have anything like a Yelp, nothing. And I would just have been taking a shot in the dark on a guy who I had no fucking information about, you know, of him trying to do this. So it sucks. I'm in a situation where I bleed money on a condo I don't need, don't want, and can't get rid of. So it sucks. That's the situation I'm in, you know. That's what I mean. There's so many factors here. It's such a complicated situation. I had a 50% dip in my income. I'm not making... Oh, by the way, I should bring this up because the reason you said, oh, well, Phil, you mentioned your aunt was going to stay at the condo and she was going to pay rent. Well, within 1 year of me moving, one single year, my aunt got really sick and couldn't live by herself anymore. And that's what happened. She was living there temporarily for about a year. Then she got really sick and had to go into, you know, assisted living or whatever it's called. So that condo has been empty since then. It's, you know, it sucks. You know, it's terrible. I can't rent it, and it's just bleeding money. And, you know, so you got that going on, plus the fact that my income has dipped over 50%. Not too good, right? Really bad. And that's the situation I'm in right now. Is really real shitty. Shout out to Kekin. Kekin just cheered 50 bits and said, you know, in this busy gaming weeks coming up, I wish you might cover PSVR games like Moss or Spirit Vector. Oh, excuse me, Sprint Vector. Both look good, but I've heard they're worth the buy. Any chance we could see these games in an indie marathon or choice playthrough? All right, good question. Let me put it this way. The reason I have not played VR games at all in the last year is very simple. Last year, I adopted a more interactive live streaming presence. I'm here not just to play a game like I'm in an isolation booth and playing a playthrough for YouTube. I'm here to interact with you guys, to read your chat messages, to give you shout outs for your contributions. That's the reason why I'm still here and I can still afford to do this as a job. Quite frankly, if I hadn't changed up the formula of what I do on the internet last year, I would not be here. I would have already lost my house and had to get out of here. All right. So I'm incredibly grateful to you guys on stream who have made this possible for me to keep doing this as a living. That being said, if I play a VR game, guess what? I can't see the screen. I can't see your shouts. I can't see anything because I got a giant fucking headset on my head, right? So I can't even, you know, it's terrible. It's a situation where, you know, it would be like the old days of me doing YouTube videos again, which would be counterproductive. Now, here's the thing, and I'm glad you brought this up, Kekin. If there were to be a special event, a special day where DSP now plays VR games again, right? Sure, then I would consider using my PSVR to play some games, all right? Then I would. But, no, I'm not just going to drop everything that I do with my interactive streams that have worked for the past year, and this is the future, in my opinion. It's more about the social interaction paired with fun gameplay rather than just the gameplay that's been successful. So, only in the case of if it were a special event where people said up front, we want to see you do this, it's okay if you don't interact, you know what I mean? And people are like, all right, you know, maybe we won't get a shout out right away, but we'll still contribute during the streams. Then I would consider playing VR games. But no, I'm not going to drop everything and put these full VR releases into my schedule when it means that I would lose everything that I'm all about in the last year. You know what I mean? So there you go. That's the deal. Shout out to Shao Kahn Artist, who tipped me $10. Thank you very much for the tip, Shao Kahn Artist. And he says, I started watching you again about a year ago when I injured my back in a car accident, and I was out of work for a month. You entertained me when I couldn't go anywhere for a couple of weeks. Keep up the good work. Thank you very much, Shao Kahn Artist, and good to hear that maybe someone who'd been away for a while, and, you know, and thank you for coming back and seeing the new stuff. If anything, you picked the right time to come back, because like I said, I really have had a reinvigoration of what I do here in the last year since I adopted the more live streaming interactive style. I think it's been a hell of a lot better, and that's the feedback I've received, is that everything is way better now than when I just did it like an isolation kind of playthrough for YouTube. So, excellent. Infinite55 did a 100-bit cheer and said, shout out to Mishaps89 who gave someone a free code for Ori in the stream chat. Well, thank you to Infinite for the cheer, and thank you to Mishaps for the giveaway. Whoever got that, congratulations. Shout out to Infinite again. He did a 100-bit cheer on behalf of Derek. Derek said, ready for more bully and more geography class. I'll be watching Power Rangers Ninja Steel. I'm enjoying that show in my spare time, and happy 10 years on YouTube. Very nice. The Aston Martin cheered and said, have you ever thought about getting a lawyer to take down the distractor channels who slander you? It would not be possible, Aston Martin, because the way YouTube works, and this is no lie, this is the way they operate. If you want anything taken off of YouTube, anything, you need to hire a lawyer and file a lawsuit or takedown notice per video. So let's say, for example, there's one guy who put out a nasty video about me. It's slanderous shit. None of it is factually substantiated by anything. I could do a cease and desist order against that guy and get the video taken down. One video. Now, there's absolutely nothing to stop that guy from making another video on top of it, saying something that's totally new and slanderous, all right? Now, I'm sure YouTube may have criteria. Oh, okay, if you have so many videos taken down through lawsuits, maybe your channel gets banned or whatever. I wouldn't know because they don't publicly list that. But the point here is, for someone who's small potatoes like me, I'm just a normal guy like you guys. I'm just trying to make ends meet and pay my bills on a monthly basis. I don't have disposable income per se. The money that I have is borrowed money. You know what I mean? Whatever you guys give me, it directly goes to bills and or taxes or whatever. If I spend any money, it's usually on credit and I'm racking up more debt. That's kind of the situation I'm in. I don't have money to go to a lawyer and say, we need to file 47 takedown notices against this channel that every day puts out a negative log about me. Yeah, right. It would be a complete waste of time. It would not do anything productive. The bottom line is that YouTube is a system where anyone on the internet could say anything the fuck they want for free and get public speaking time on this website completely for free, and then the website's own automated algorithms will promote that content that's negative, because negative content goes viral because of, immature drama-esque, preteen angsty bitches who love that drama and gossip shit. They boost it by their views. This algorithm will pull it and put it in the top of YouTube-related search results. So, for example, right now, I have been on YouTube for 10 years. DSPGaming, my YouTube channel, has been on YouTube for 8 years. Over 50,000 gameplay videos. Some videos have millions of views on them. If you search for DSPGaming on YouTube, the first thing you'll get, no lie, is probably about a dozen nasty, negative, toxic videos about me. Not the actual channel you're looking for, which makes no sense. My channel, DSPGaming, has gotten more views than any of their videos. I have videos that have millions of views, which no detractor video has ever received. So why doesn't DSPGaming show up first? Because YouTube's disgusting algorithm focuses on toxic content. It just does. It's built to do that. And people have questioned this and said, what the hell is wrong with this? Why do you think Luke Paul, is it Jake Paul or Luke Paul? And I can't remember his fucking name. I can't remember his name. Whoever the fuck that idiot is, puts out a video with hanging, a suicidal hanging body, a guy who died in the suicide forest of Japan, and YouTube's algorithm pushes it to the front of the site and it gets millions of views within an hour. You know what I mean? Whatever the fuck his dumb ass name is, I don't even remember anymore. But that's why. You'd say, how on earth could that happen? Because it's all automated garbage. It literally picks on the nastiest videos and puts them to the front. So, it's ridiculous. If anything, does a lawyer need to be brought into the situation to sue the detractors who make these videos? No. What really needs to happen, a lawyer needs to sue YouTube and say, you've created a site that regularly promotes slander, defamation, gossip, and overall garbage. Stuff that could be considered, not only morally wrong, but actually, financially wrong, hurtful of businesses, hurtful of people and their privacy and personalities. You provide no protections against this thing. You allow any Joe Blow guy to put something slanderous or defamatory on your website for free, and there's no defense against it. People flag the videos for bullying. They flag the videos for this. YouTube doesn't care. It doesn't do anything. It takes no action. So, if anything, that's what really should happen. However, as I've said, I'm small potatoes. All right? I'm small potatoes. And the bottom line is, this. It doesn't make any sense for me to bother with it, or it's not worth it. For me, what I need to do is focus on being positive, moving forward, all right? And putting out entertaining, fun, positive content for you guys on a daily basis. And every once in a while, if I need your help, like I do with this tax situation, I'll talk about it. But for the most part, it's just about being me and moving forward and ignoring all the nonsense. I know it's hard because every day a new person, even longtime fans, Phil, did you hear what this guy said about you? Did you see this video about you? Did you see the... I don't care, man. I don't care. I ignore it on purpose. I can't be so absorbed in the negativity anymore. I can't. I have to be here and focus on my shit. If I just focus on the negative shit and trying to take down videos and flag videos and do all this shit, I would never have a moment to put out positive, fun content for you guys. I'd be just focused on the crap. So that's why I don't. All right? There you go. Shout out to Anonymous. Well, I guess I should say, shout out to the person who gave me an anonymous $5 tip. They said, Phil, I've been watching your content since 2012, and I hope your day is fantastic. What are you going to do about your YouTube viewership? Well, my YouTube viewership is fine. If you actually take a look at DSPGaming in particular, the channel has pretty much maintained about a steady viewership of anywhere between 1 and 2 million views a month. On average, I think it's like 1.5 million. And it depends heavily on what goes on that month. Any month where there's new releases, you get a spike. Any month where there's dead time, not a lot going on, you get a dip. Okay? In particular, January was huge. January, because I was playing games like Metal Gear 2 and 3, right? Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3, my views were way, way, way up. They were actually higher than almost every month last year, but then February, there was literally nothing new, and my views went down. So it kind of, like I said, it averages out. Quite frankly, I'm not concerned. I'm not. YouTube, as I've said, is now the backup. YouTube is the place where I archive my content. My focus is here on the streams on Twitch. This is the future. Twitch is the future. YouTube is very much the past. It's impossible now to get noticed on YouTube. When I actually put time and effort into an edited video on YouTube, it gets demonetized immediately. There's no reason to bother with that archaic dinosaur of a fucking website anymore. It's that simple. They've run it into the ground, and I'm not the only YouTuber saying this. There are many YouTubers who are just done with it, all right? I'm not saying I'm abandoning YouTube, okay? I'm not saying that. I'm not going to abandon YouTube. But YouTube is the archive. YouTube is the place where I back up playthroughs. It's that simple. All right. If you want to see it live, come check it out on Twitch. Be a part of the fun interactive experience. If you can't, catch it on YouTube after. But that's it. You know, some people are all about the views because they're idiots. Oh, did you see Phil's videos recently on YouTube don't get any views? I don't care. YouTube is the archive. Most people who wanted to see it catch it live on stream. If they don't, they're probably not interested, right? I just literally said on pre-stream, there's no issue because right now, it's been a month of downtime stuff. New games are about to come out, folks. New games are about to hit, and people are going to be interested to see the new game coverage. That's how it works every single year. But you will regularly have idiots who will say stupid shit. Phil's videos can't even break 1,000 views. Yeah, Phil's videos of Call of Duty World War II that I've now played since November, and my videos of PUBG, which, you know, people usually are here live for interaction. After that, they don't care about watching them afterwards, right? Or my videos of a downtime playthrough of a game I already played. Can't break, you know, a certain amount of views. When I play a new game, it's fine. But again, people want to be big morons and just be we're going to take this one out of context situation and apply it like it applies across the board. No, it's like I said, if you look at my average views, they're on average, you know, 1.5 million a month, and they have been for like 3 years. Nothing's changed. And that's the funny thing about all that is, last year in September of 2017, okay, in September of 2017, I turned off comments completely on DSPGaming. I had enough because the vast majority of them were just toxic comments, people trying to get into negative videos by just saying nasty shit that didn't even apply. It would have been one thing if it was like, I'm playing Bully, and the comment was, wow, Phil really sucks at Bully. Look how he failed in this video. No, the comment was, Phil's a piece of shit. Look at me. Put me in a detractor video. That's literally what the comments were. And that was like 80% of the comments. So I said, there's no reason for this to exist anymore. I turned off the comments. My views went up. I'm not even kidding you guys. When I turned off comments on my videos on DSPGaming, my overall views increased. So what that tells me is the people who were coming just to leave the negative comments weren't even watching the fucking videos. They were just coming to spam. And now people felt like, wow, this is a safer environment now. I don't have to be bombarded with toxic shit when I watch Phil's videos anymore. So I'll come back and watch them. So there you go. So, and that's the thing, Ramen in the stream chat, he just says, well, now they rip your videos and comment on the ripped footage. Fine, let them do that. At least it's not on my stuff, and people who are here to actually genuinely watch and have fun and be positive can do that. They don't have to be bombarded by the toxic idiots. So I'm okay with that. So there you go. There's nothing wrong with my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel's fine. You know, when new stuff starts up, people will be interested again. Keep in mind, there's tons of new games coming out, like I've just mentioned in the next couple of weeks. You got God of War next month. That's going to be huge. Just in May, we've got the Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection, State of Decay 2, and Detroit Become Human. We've got some big blockbusters coming up in the next few months that people are going to be excited for again. You're getting reinvigorated for gaming again. And, you know, then people are going to come back and it's going to be a lot of fun. So no worries. Shout out to Murdoch, who tipped me $20. Thank you very much, Murdoch, for that $20 tip. And he says, hey, Phil, I hope this helps at least a bit. Hang in there, buddy. Indeed it does, Murdoch. Thank you very, very much for the support. I appreciate it. I really do. Thank you. GriffinMan5000 has resubscribed for the 11th month in a row and says 1 month till I get that year, baby. That's right. And once you hit that year subscription, you will get the golden crown encrusted with beautiful rubies as a chat badge. Very nice. All right. And shout out to Elliphosaurus Rex. And she says, did you buy your condo before the housing crash? If so, is that why it's only worth $60K and $100K owed? Yeah, I bought my condo in 2009. Now, why did I buy it in 2009? There were actually three factors. Number one, because at my job at the time, I had worked there for about two and a half years at that point. Let me think about this, because I bought it the summer of 2009, and I got laid off at the end of 2010, and I had worked there for about 4.5 years. So yeah, I think I had started working at that company in early 2006. So in 2009, I'd worked there for almost 3 years, if not 3 years. And I actually had gotten kind of a small promotion. It really wasn't a real one, but I had gotten a raise. And that was the point where they were training me to do continuous improvement and telling me you're going to take on all this new responsibility. You're going to need you at work a lot more and everything. And I was like, man, if this is the case and they really are going to put a lot more on me and they're going to pay me more to do it, I guess what I should do is get a place close to work, because at that point I was having to commute about 20 minutes to get to work, and there was a lot of bad weather during the winter, in particular snow and all kinds of shit was going on. So they wanted to basically have me more responsibility but be able to get to work. So I said, I'm going to move closer to work. So that was factor number one. Factor number two was that at that time, if you guys remember, I had just started doing stuff for YouTube, and it was just starting to take off. And I realized, living in a shitty little bedroom in my parents' house, which I was doing at the time, I wasn't going to be able to film, gameplay like I wanted. I didn't have the freedom because there's other people in the house. They can't have you up. You can't be up late with other people in the house recording and reacting to gameplay when everyone could hear you, right? So that was factor number two. And quite frankly, factor number three, I just needed to get out of there. I needed to get the hell out from living in, in a shitty bedroom in my parents' house and get my own place, start my own life. Not that I hadn't done that before, because I had, but, things had gone bad for me, and I had to move back in with my parents temporarily, and I had to get back on my feet, which I then did. Okay. And then, finally I said, this is it. This is the time. Okay. So all these factors considered, all right, at the time, the housing in the area was worth a lot of money. And in fact, it actually looked like if I had bought, housing in that area, home values were going up. So it's the opposite of what it is now. It actually looked like if I bought this condo that I would actually gain equity. I would gain value in it over time. And therefore, I would be able to maybe sell it in the future for a profit. That's how it was looking. So I buy this place in 2009, okay? Within 2 years, not 2 months. Within 2 years of me buying it, the entire housing bubble burst, and all the homes, at least in Connecticut, started to plummet in value. Now here's the thing, it's the complete opposite out here in Washington State. It really depends on where you live. In Connecticut, things are terrible. All the home values have plummeted in the past since then, 2009, so it was like 2011. So in the past 6-7 years, housing values have gone into the toilet in Connecticut. They're worth almost nothing, okay? They're dirt cheap. You can go there and buy a house for like $60,000 because no one wants to live in Connecticut because the taxes are so high, the prices are so high. It's just not a good place to live, quite frankly. It's not, okay? But my home value plummeted. When I bought this condo, it was over $130,000, okay? And, over the years that I've owned it, I paid it down by about $30,000 on the mortgage. Why so little? Because they make you pay all the interest up front when you get a mortgage. That's their catch. Oh, well, at least we get all our money, our profit first, right? Then you can pay down the principal later on. That's how it works with these mortgages. So even though I've paid $30,000 off the mortgage, the home value went from 130 to 60. Terrible. So you're absolutely right, Aliphisaurus. That's exactly what happened. Is I bought this condo at a time when it looked like it would be a good investment. The value would go up. It would be beneficial for my work because I'd live right near there. They give me more responsibility and all that. Plus, I'd be able to film for YouTube in a better way. It was like everything was a positive. It was like positive on top of positive on top of positive. And if you actually look at the videos from when I first moved in, right? The video quality went way up. I was able to vlog a lot more. That's when I started doing my edited style videos and content. That's a lot of the time. That's when I started getting my viral popularity on YouTube, was when I moved into the condo, because I had the freedom to do things in a very different way than I had done previously. That was the heyday of Street Fighter 4, and I had my friends coming over constantly to play Street Fighter 4 with me and against me. So that was a big part of it. But then the housing market tanked, and it completely fucked me in that regard. So there you go. You were dead on, Aliphisaurus. You hit it on the head. You know exactly what happened there. Ramen117 cheered. He says, does the controversy surrounding Quantic Dream with sexual harassment affect your perspective or hype for Detroit, like Kojima and Metal Gear Solid 5? I've heard nothing about it. I have not heard a single thing, and keep in mind, I pay attention to the trends that are going on social media and the like. I have not seen a single thing about this. So unless this was breaking news from this morning, I know nothing about it. So there you go. All I know is I love David Cage games and I love Quantic Dream releases. Unless there's some really horrendous controversy going on, I doubt it's going to negatively affect my feelings on the game. Metal Gear Solid 5, the reason I had negative feelings about the game is because the game was unfinished. It wasn't because the game was bad or because they mistreated Kojima. My negative feelings about the game were because you knew the game wasn't done. It had no definitive ending. It just ends out of nowhere and then continues on with content that seems like, it's tacked on. It's very bizarre in that regard. So, so there you go, folks. All right. Ladies and gents, it looks like we're done. Are we good? Has everyone cheered, subbed, tipped, and got their messages and questions out of their system? So we can begin with Bully. Are we good to go? Time to start? I guess so. Everyone seems to be of the impression it's time to start. I think... Hold on a second. Because it is cloudy today, I think I'm going to open my blinds, which I almost never do. Phew. Then I'll turn down my lamp. What the hell is that bug? Fucking beetle. It is. Alright. Phew. Trying to get air circulation here in the office. It's a little tough when, when really all you have is just one window, and like I said, I don't want to put the air conditioner in yet because then it would clog up that window. So I just opened the blinds, which I almost never do. We'll see how this looks on webcam. And we'll start up. All right, are we ready? Let's do this, guys. Thank you for being patient. Hopefully you enjoyed the pre-stream. Let's get started with Bully. Bully. See how far I get today. Like I said, it looks like we're going to be nearing the end game, if not near the end of the game today, to wrap it up on Thursday. All right. Thank you, everyone. Let us begin with Bully. Here we go.